Hi, welcome to our presentation on adult-child interactions. My name is Ariel, I'm one of the speech and language therapists.
And my name is Beth, I'm also a speech and language therapist.
The aims of this workshop are to provide school staff with 5 strategies that support the development of children's talking and interaction, for school staff to feel more confident in using communication strategies during interactions with children, and to think about considerations when working with the older pupils. Please remember that this video should be watched in conjunction with our Introduction to Speech and Language Therapy within Social Communication Arts. This video will provide practical tips for enhancing communication. So, what is adult-child interaction? So, we learn to communicate through interacting and having fun. An adult-child interaction helps us focus on what we can do to enhance the interactions we are already having so that we can promote communication skills.
So, when do I use adult-child interaction? When you're first starting to use these strategies, you might want to pick 5 minutes every day where you really focus in on using 1 or 2 of the strategies at a time. However, as your confidence grows using the strategies, you should be using them all the time whenever you're interacting with children. And what does adult-child interaction actually involve? So we're going to be talking about how you can play with children, the need to be sitting on the floor at the child's eye level and close together, so both your faces are at the same level. Keeping your sentences really short and easy to understand. Remembering that this is the child's playing and talking time. It's not about you teaching, it's just about that lovely interaction. And remembering that the child can choose the activity and we're going to follow their lead and join in their way of playing.
So, thinking about following their lead, the first strategy we're going to talk about is following the child's lead. So when we are playing and communicating with the children, we're really going to focus on what the child does and what the child is interested in. So that means that we're going to maybe wait for the child to start the play. We're going to let them choose the toys. Sometimes I suggest getting 2 or 3 toys out and letting them explore them, following what they want to do with those few toys. And we're really just going to let them lead the play. So we want to think about getting into their world and really enjoying what they're doing with them. Okay, and we want to make sure that we're sort of copying and imitating what the child is doing. So it might be their actions or their sounds or their words, and then we're going to wait to see what they can do next. And this is so important because children learn best when they're doing something that they are interested in and when they are having fun. It's so important that we follow their lead. So how can we step this up for our older children? So we can still think about following their lead, but we can think about it more, so thinking like we can chat about their interests and the books that they read or the films that they watch, and we can make sure that we're including motivating topics and interests within activities to help those children engage, because like I said, they're going to learn best when they're motivated and enjoying the activity.
So the second strategy is commenting and describing. So all the time we're going to be talking about what the child is playing with, what they're doing, looking at, touching, pointing and talking about. This might involve naming objects, but also actions as well. So Bear's jumping, Dolly's sleeping. And it's really important, just that top tip there, that we're commenting at the same time or just after the action has happened or the child has responded. So we're forming those key links between what's happening and the words we're using. Stretch. Bigger. Stretch. Oh, bounce, 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 bounce. Oh, up, fell down. Shake. Rolling. Rolling bottle. Bottle stopped. Similarly, we can step this up during conversations with more verbal children. So while we can ask follow-up questions, we can also make comments to encourage some interactions. So, oh, I saw the same film. It was quite scary, wasn't it?
Okay, so the next strategy is, we call it owling. So observe, wait and listen. So we're going to really pay attention to what the child's interested in. So we're going to watch them, see what they like to play with, see what they've picked up, see what they're looking at. And then we're going to wait and we're going to give the child a chance to tell you something. And the child might do this with their words, but they also might do it with facial expressions or actions. They might point to something, they might watch something, they might smile at something. And we're going to listen. So we're really just going to try and understand what the child is telling you. And this is going to make it so much easier for you to respond to the child. So owling is all about kind of stepping back and waiting and watching the child to see what they're going to do next and what are they trying to communicate with you.
Oh, okay. I like closer. Bubbles. 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 Ready, steady. Go. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, yay. Wow, so exciting.
So how can we step this up for our sort of more verbal or older children? So we can look at what the pupil is doing or looking at, and we can wait for them to express or show how they feel. And also when we're chatting to these children, we can make comments using an interested tone to encourage the conversation to keep going. So for example, if a child has told you that they've been on the train this weekend, you could say, oh, that sounds fun. I bet it went really fast. And just by using that comment, we're taking the pressure away from them for having to answer a question, but we're giving them an opportunity to tell us a little bit more about their weekend, about the train.
The fourth strategy is turning questions into comments. So it's so easy when we're interacting with children, especially when we're keen for them to be using their language, to use lots of questions. Things like, how many cars are there? What sound does the dog say? But as Ellie identified, it can be a lot of pressure if you're being asked questions all the time. And actually, questions are quite a different format from how we usually use language. So what we want to do instead is we want to be transforming those questions into comments. So rather than saying, oh, what are you doing? We're going to label that for the child. Oh, you're pouring the sand. You're pouring the sand. And we can think about this using a 5-finger approach. So if you imagine your thumb is one question, for every question we want 4 comments. So we could ask, how many cars are there? And also say, oh, the car is driving. You've got 3 cars. This car is going fast. I can see a green car. Just using lots and lots of comments. Beth, what colour is this one? What colour is it? Beth, what colour is it? Tell me what colour it is. Beth, how many are there? How many cups are there, Beth? Ooh, I can see green cup. Beth's holding the green cup.
Wow. And the blue cup. Beth has the blue cup. Stack. Uh-oh. Fell down. Oh, the purple on blue. Yellow on green. Oh, fell down. Uh-oh. Fell down. Uh-oh.
And how can we step this up? So we want to be really mindful about dominating the conversation. We want to be using our comments to show and share our interest with our pupils, but also encouraging pupils to ask questions towards us.
The next strategy is thinking time. So children need time to process what has been said to them. It's really important that we wait and give your child time to think and respond. So I always think of the 10-second rule. So I want you to count to 10 inside your head before prompting a response. So if you ask a question, or if you give an instruction, or even if you yourself have made a comment, give that child 10 full seconds. I know it feels like a very, very long time, but it's just really important that we give them that time. And similarly with older children, you know, give them that thinking time. It can sometimes look like they're not interested, or sometimes it might feel like, oh, they must have forgotten the question by now. But so many children just need loads and loads of thinking time. So don't forget 10 seconds.
And the last strategy is showing what you say. So it's really hard just to understand words because they disappear really, really quickly. So we can bring our words to life by using pointing and gestures. We can pair words with some actions with our hands of what we're doing. We can use signing. We can also show what we mean by using objects, using pictures or symbols, and also creating a physical experience using our senses. So we might have a lovely cozy blanket to think about the word soft, and we might use ice to explore the word cold.
Low.
We can set this up by using magazines, Google Images, even pictures from children's favourite films and real life objects during our interactions. And this helps the children see exactly what we mean and actually might make them a bit more interested in what we're talking about too.
So if you have any questions about the strategies provided in this video, please do contact your SENCO and they can contact their link speech and language therapist for more support. We've just popped some children's communication charity link below, and they have some really useful information on their website. So just to reiterate, if you have any questions, please see below who you can contact. So if you're a parent or carer, please go to your school SENCO. If you're a teacher or a teaching assistant, you can go to the school SENCO or the link speech and language therapist. And if you are a SENCO, then please do go to your school link speech and language therapist. Thank you so much for watching our presentation on adult-child interactions. We hope it was really helpful.